And here's a video review for Kamen Rider SIC Den-O gun form. Now this usually comes as part of a 2-pack with the Imogen Ryutaros. I only got, since I really wasn't interested in collecting all the Imogen and everything, I just wanted to get the main Den-O forms, which I'm still missing all the others basically. I only got, somebody just wanted Ryutaros, so I jumped on the opportunity to just get gun form here. I always dug gun form in the show, the design. I never really liked Ryutaros. He was always kind of like this hip-hoppy, sort of break-dancey character, and I was always like, I don't need to... I don't know. I just kind of rolled my eyes at it. It was not... never really clicked with me, but I always dug the sort of dragon, serpent-esque sculpt that the SIC really grabbed on, especially with, like, the little like, claws there. You can't really see it, but there's little claws grabbing those orbs. So, I'm happy with the figure. I like it. I just never really dug the character it's based off of, but I always dug the design. Anyway, on to this. This was the... It uses the same base Den-O SIC body, just with a different head, shoulders, torso, and then it even retains some of the same stuff from the regular one, where the little panels come down and you can swap it, like the sword form at least, because you could swap between sword form and platform. Now his gun does fully disassemble, and you can store it on his parts, except for one of these is there to sort of make up the fact that they kind of fudge when they do the full swap. This there is tilted, so they give you an extra part so you can have the full belt, or you can just have the gun. I leave this on there because it's a good place to store it. The gun itself looks cool. I mean, it's the Den Gasher in gun mode, What are you going to do? Swapping out hands is, like most other SICs, is pretty easy. You just pop it out, pop it in. He comes with his little holding things hand here. A little, oh, I'm pointing at you, I'm being real cool and hip-hoppy and stylish. Another holding his hand for the other side. Another fist. And this is also, he can use either this hand or this hand to hold his liner pass. It does, I believe it opens? Does it open? Let me see. Yeah, it's got a little seam on it. I thought it did open. No, guess not. I was wrong. It doesn't open. He can hold it, sort of. It's not like he actually can grip it real well. You kind of sort of gotta place it in his hand here. And then his actual, this hand, sort of take his thumb and you wedge it in so he can kind of hold it like that. You can do the same with this holding thing's hand here. Thanks, Evangelist, for how to name my hands. But yeah, he can, do his whole, full charge, and then he takes his gun and these go on there. As far as poseability goes, it's got pretty much the standard, pretty good poseability. Die cast here. The feet are huge and long, but they're not die cast. But he's got die cast around his ankles, around his whole lower leg, so that kind of helps. And then I believe, besides right here around his arms, these little wrist guard things, that's pretty much the only die cast he's got. I mean, he's neat. He's definitely would look cooler, in my opinion, with the rest of the Den-O guys that I don't have yet, and may never get, considering the price for, unless they do a reissue for sword form, because that one's ridiculously expensive on the secondary market. His elbow joints, he's got pretty good elbow articulation, but that's also because the costume doesn't really inhibit anything. You can, you can really just kind of go crazy with him and have him be all, oh, look at me, I'm so neat. And he can hold that pose pretty good. So there's that. He's fun. He's kind of an expressive figure. If you haven't seen the show and you just dig the design, he definitely can look like a purple badass. Now, the purple's really gorgeous on here, and my camera's not doing a good job of picking it up. It makes it look more blue, but it is actually pretty damn purple. But if you can find him for cheap, or especially if you can get him just without Ryutaros, I think he's an excellent purchase. Since I have it off. Yeah, it gets in there real good, and you gotta shoot with it. So you just pop that out, and you pop all these different pieces apart, and then they can just kind of hang out on his belt here. Just peg in. I forgot, there's an actual numbered way to do it, and I don't even know if I ever knew. But they just clip in. I didn't get the instructions really with them. Although I always loved kind of how that looks like the front of the den liner. I'm sure that's why they call it the den gasher. But, you know, like I've ever paid attention. But yeah, they just hang out on his belt, and he can walk around with his, you know, parts hanging around. I don't know. I don't get me wrong, I totally dig him. I just always thought the whole, my gun's hanging around on my belt, and I've got to build it in the middle of battle. Oh yeah, the one thing that always falls off is his little blade thing that goes in the bottom here. Is always popping out. He's neat. He's fun. I guess. I don't know. I got him more to complete a set, and because he was cheap. I think I only paid like 25 bucks for him, which for an SIC figure is pretty much a steal. Well, anyway, thanks for watching.